Hey, it's Clay at ClayTrader.com. This will be a live trade video where I try to capture some of my trades as they play out live. Couple quick clarifications. Number one, I am trading futures. If you don't know what futures are, I'll put a link down below to a totally free 4-part series that'll walk through the futures market and how it all works. But futures have a lot of great things going on. No pattern day trading rule. They're open 23 hours a day, 6 days a week. They move very smoothly. So a lot of good stuff you can do with them. And then that segues into the second great thing is you can get started for a very, very minimal amount, and you can have very low amount at risk of your own money. And that is where, the second thing, I am trading futures through a prop firm. So what is a prop firm? How does a prop firm work? Which prop firm am I using? All that can be found at the link up above. But as I was just talking about, one of the core dynamics of a prop firm is you have very little of your own capital at risk, yet you can have a whole lot of upside potential. So if that sounds like something that could be of value, then definitely check out that link that you see on the screen, and I'll also put it down in the description area. So I'll pause the screen recording software for now, and I'll be back as soon as I find a potential trade. All right, I am watching this line closely for a potential break, and we'll see if I can get some sort of breakout here. A nice overall, I want to call it a basically bull pennant pattern. So the question right now is, does this thing get the break to the upside? And not only does it break to the upside, does it get some continuation? So that is the main question on my mind right now. So we'll see what happens. I'll keep a close eye on it. Okay, we're knocking on the door. I'm trying to... Oh, did I miss it? Oh, no. Let's see, get a little bit of a back test here. I'm going to cancel that out now. The mere fact that it's actually not getting much upwards movement has me wondering, is this thing about to snap back down because it wasn't a true break? All right, I'll pause. Well, that is disappointing. It was a true break, and I was too slow. All right, well, back to the drawing board. For any of you members that watch the videos, congratulations. I did post that. If you're not familiar, I do have a private community. So right there was what I was talking to, showing all of you right there. Put it out there. But I was too slow. So yes, again, any members that watch these videos, congratulations. All right, I'll pause. All right, thinking about a long here. I got long. Oh, really? That's it? 30? Okay. All right, usually that one, yeah. Okay, all right. I thought that was definitely going to be way bigger than what it was, but I guess it's not as volatile as what it appeared this morning. So this is gold. I like gold futures. And then over here is basically futures for the NASDAQ market. All right, I'm going to keep my eye on this one. Like I said, gold is apparently not what I necessarily thought it was. All right, I'll pause. All right, getting a nice pullback here. So I'm going to let it come down a little bit more and then start to build. So starting small. See if we can get down to that pink line. Maybe I'm being a little too greedy on that. Okay, in for my just opening allotment, small size. Give myself wiggle room to build if I need to. Okay, so I'll just take that out. Quick little scalp. That's the downside if you start small, and if it goes in your favor, then, you're not going to walk away with the gains you would probably like. I mean, $50, but had I gone way more aggressive, that number would be way higher. But again, had the price kept coming down, I'm gaining the flexibility of having the ability to build a bigger position. So that's just how it goes sometimes. You'll be upset at yourself if you start small, but if it goes against you and you have more flexibility, you'll be happy that you started small. All right, I'll pause. Really like this entry point here, so I'm getting aggressive with it. Now, I'm not going to overstay my welcome either, but the price does want to come down to that green line. Like I said, I like what I see, but we'll see if the price can even go down there. I will pause. All right, price is maybe coming down here. And close. I'd hate to miss the entry if it all of a sudden kind of snaps down, but I also don't want to risk having us just sit here for 3 minutes waiting and watching for something that never happens. That's, to be fair, that is how trading goes sometimes. So I guess you could argue it would be bad of me to not just let it play out so that you can get a genuine feel of how trading can go. But just from a time standpoint, no, I do want to respect your time at the same time. But it's a difficult situation because trading is not a highlight reel. Sometimes you do have to wait and wait and wait, and then you still nothing. What you want to see happen happens. But we're getting close enough here where let's just see if it wants to make a push down there. Come on. Getting close. Getting close. And I'm in. And out there, very, very nice, $870. So patience paid. And I was not in that trade, I don't know, maybe 10 seconds. So there, again, going back to what I talked about at the beginning of the video, futures, they can move and they can move very quickly. Of course, that can go against you, which is why risk management is important. But that's also where prop firms come into play, because prop firms are a great tool in the effort to manage risk. But, well, I'm glad I got it where I did. It popped up, and I was wondering, I don't know, maybe probably gotten a little bit more. But, yeah, that thought in the back of my mind was definitely wrong. I'm glad I did not listen to that thought. So it bounced off enough to, like I said, put some quality money in my pocket, but yikes. It did not give a whole lot of follow through. All right, I will pause. All right, I'm going to go ahead. I think I'm chasing. Yeah, I really like the moment. Maybe if this bounces up and then comes back down, I'll try a short here. If not, I suppose I can just call it good, but this thing keeps dropping down, then yeah. This is live, by the way. This is not a voiceover. So I'm literally giving you me repeating myself and saying, yeah, about 8 million times. That's just because this is live in real time. I don't know what's going to come next. So you are hearing me stumble over my words because in my mind, yeah, I want to chase. You can hear the battle in my words. I wanted to get down here, but that seems like a chase. And yeah, it's continued to drop down. So, all right, it is what it is. Well, in this situation, I will say that patience not always the easiest thing, but patience ultimately did pay with that one right there. And that's really all it takes in trading, and especially in futures. In futures, it just takes one, and you can be looking at a solid day. Before I go, I want to invite you, though, to this free live online webinar that I'm offering. So if you are a beginner trader, if you are struggling, then I'm quite confident that this class will offer you some great things to either help you out or make sure that you don't waste your time because you focus on something that doesn't really matter, or maybe you focus on the wrong thing. So again, beginner or struggling trader, I would say definitely get signed up for the class. Now, if you're a battle-hardened veteran with a rock-solid strategy, you are welcome to attend. Don't get me wrong, but my confidence level isn't quite as high as it is in the categories of beginner or struggling trader. But yes, all are definitely welcome. So check out the link down in the description area, or just go to claytrader.com/live and you can learn when the next live class actually is. So thanks for hanging out. And remember, yeah, patience can pay.